What is up, everybody? I am Robert Wykowski Jr. over from Dragon Den Sports, and today I'm going to be breaking down the 3 winners and the 3 losers from the Lions' Week 1 preseason matchup against the New England Patriots. So for starters, I'm going to break down one of the winners and then go to losers and alternate back and forth until I'm done. So we're going to be starting with a winner, Tom Savage. Yes, I know he got injured early on, but he did show a lot of really good highlight reel plays during his short amount of time on the field. Savage made a really nice thread the needle pass to Brandon Powell early on in the game. It was in really tight coverage. That's what you really want to see in the league from a backup quarterback, is that arm strength. Savage, currently in concussion protocol, should be okay moving forward. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. We're hoping it's not that long, but he will be a solid backup to quarterback Matthew Stafford if everything goes good moving forward. Now moving on over to one of the losers from Thursday night's matchup is going to be the secondary. Brian Hoyer basically dismantled the entire Lions defense as he went 12 for 14 for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. The secondary was constantly beating coverage by a step or two by the Patriots receivers. Not to mention, tackling was a huge issue. There was a lot of hope for the Lions secondary moving forward this season with the acquisitions of Justin Coleman and all those other draft choices and other free agent signings that the team was able to accumulate this offseason, but was failed to showcase any kind of hope on Thursday night. Jacoby Myers was one of those players that I kind of highlighted in my breakdown last Thursday. He had 69 yards and 2 touchdowns, so it was a really nice thing to see me break down that player for the Patriots, but it wasn't really good for our defense to give up those kind of yards for the Patriots. Now moving over to the run defense. This is a winner from the matchup. The Lions allowed 133 yards on 40 carries, which is about 3.7 yards per carry. This is a good number considering the Lions were without Gerard Davis, Sean Robinson, Snacks Harrison, and many more along the defensive line and linebacker positions. Now moving on forward to the next loser, which would be the offensive line. The Lions allowed 9 sacks on Thursday against the New England Patriots. 3 of those sacks happened within the first 10 plays of the game. A lot of these issues came from the tackle position, but the Lions kind of interchanged throughout the entire game, their offensive line, including Glasgow, Dahl, and Wiggins. Seeing them interchange was really good, kind of try to get that mix match and try to see what works and what doesn't work. But the offensive line definitely fell flat on Thursday night's matchup. Moving over to our final winner of the game is going to be Ty Johnson. Johnson provided some hope for the Lions offense. The latest 6th round pick for Detroit finished Thursday with 3 carries for 22 yards. One of those runs was for 17 yards, and the other was for 13, which was called back, though, for a holding penalty. Ty Johnson is a quick, agile, and elusive option behind Kerryon Johnson this season. Now, finally, we are focusing on our last loser of Thursday night's matchup. This is going to be none other than quarterback David Fales. Fales looked flustered on offense Thursday. A couple of those sacks were because Fales held onto the ball just a little too long. We saw this throughout training camp all last week, and we were hoping that this was going to change for Fales moving forward. Fales sadly is not cut out to be a backup quarterback this season, and specifically for the Detroit Lions. But finishing 5 for 14 for 62 yards and an interception was just not enough against the Patriots' third-string options. Moving back a little bit from the offensive line, I highlighted this earlier too. Chase Winovich was one of those guys that I highlighted in my breakdown from last video that will be down in the description below. But Chase Winovich finished with 3 total tackles, 2 solos, a tackle for a loss, and 1.5 sacks. And in other news, the Lions just recently signed quarterback Josh Johnson, who finished 2018 with 590 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions for Washington last season. This is his 13th team in the NFL, and I'm hoping that he can make Detroit's roster because he is such a good quarterback. He's got that veteran leadership as he has been with 13 teams. He hasn't really showcased what he could do, but I'm feeling with Detroit and the right sort of team system, he could really do some damage if he actually does see the field. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe moving forward. As always, I'm Dragon Den Sports, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you.